Hey people, Dr. Seuss is being canceled. He's been taken out of schools and libraries and bookstores for being a racist. And Dr. Seuss was a genius. And the subjects he wrote about, they were good subjects that had a message in there. You don't cut down all the trees. But the real reason he's being canceled is because they don't want an intelligent population. They want slaves. So I went to visit my son one time. His little sister loved me. She loved fishing with me. She was 6, and her little boyfriend was over there. And her mama says he can't read. And so I done had them kids' library cards. So I walked them down to the library, and I pulled out some Dr. Seuss books, and I had that boy reading in less than an hour. And it's because of the poetry, the rhymes in there. All you got to do is once you see the end of the words are rhyming, it's easy to figure out. You're just trying to figure out one letter at a time. The cat in the hat, and this is a ha, and that was a ka. And so you already got most of the word, and then you're just working on one letter at a time, one at a time. And that's what makes it so genius. That's how it's so easy to learn to read with his books. But he would create animals and names that give a clue as to what the word means. And he would piece words together to make a rhyme, but also to describe something. And so Dr. Seuss was in. He understood. He knew what was going on. And so the reason they're shutting Dr. Seuss up is because they don't want you to understand poetry. And so in Genesis 3, when the serpent says to Eve, not surely you will die if you eat the fruit. The word is moot, to quiet, tune, to stop the tune, to stop the music. Surely you will die when the music stops, to moot the tune. And so it doesn't say, and said the serpent to the woman, not surely you will die. What it says is, and yammer, and said, on his lease, L-A, backwards after this tack, E-S-A, on his lease has the law to moot tune. On his lease, you're a sharecropper. And so you leasing that piece of property. If you on my lease on my piece of property, has the law to moot tune, to stop your music. So most of the time this die comes up as moody moot. And it changes up all the time. And so most of the time this word comes up, it comes up with this menu, and it's the clock'em menu, mootum what, to mootum what. And so anytime that this moot comes up with the following moot and spelled in many different ways, they always say it means surely. But a couple of movies I've talked about Menu, King Menu, and so the clock'em menu is when you're on Menu's time. Menu is the judge in hell. When you die, he's the one he sits on the judge's stand and judges your deeds. And so this surely die, this comes from King James, trying to put the fear of God in everybody. But it says the clock menu. On the time of Menu, when you go meet your maker, the moot, to quiet him what? But to give to a moot, the time what eat. Surely put to death. This only means surely when it comes before death, the moot. And so when you see it before this word, M-M-N-E, from men give to moot 'em what? These are the men that will kill you. From men give, ka, to give, to moot 'em what? They will kill you. And here it's saying you. You give to Moody Moot. You can see here in 2 Kings 8:10. Now they say it means really Moody Moot. And it's because this other word does that. You see how these are the same word, 4191, same one, 2421. And so this is the same word twice. And now they made this Shirley, so they didn't want to do it again, let you on. And so it's high thy we reign, high thy, over you we reign, high thy, THYE, over you we reign, you give to Moody Moot, you shut up. And so what this says is to yammer. You know, AMR is the word, and there's different kind of words, yammer, lammer, whammer. And so this is to make the word, to yammer. And said, will, starts with A, reads backwards, will, Oscilla. It's not Alicia, it's Osila, reads backwards. Will Oscilla look Rama into, to look into Rama, the vision, panorama around to see in. And said, will Oscilla like to see in, then backwards and forwards after this tax. So this isn't just LA, this is ALA, Allah. Would Oscilla like to see in Allah, in God? And you want to read one of these. These are two different books and they add them both. High thy we reign, over thou we reign. You give to moot, to quiet, make from what? You shut up. You can see it again with this high, H-I-E, high. And every time it comes before to high, it means surely. High to high. Or anything resembling high, make high. High, make high. High, make high. And they'll give it surely. And they do this with every word in the Bible anytime it doubles up like that. You can see the same word here. You know, now it turns into lives because it stands alone. And what they did, they removed all the poetry so you don't realize that you're reading poetry. So he was trying to, slowly let in on how to read this Hebrew Bible. In Hebrew, it is not a foreign language. Hebrew is ancient English. And it's just designed to make you think. But in Genesis 3, the serpent that was in the garden, that was more cunning than any of the beasts of the field, his name was Paul. And it's not going to say Paul in here. The word's going to be Michael. But you got to, the writings are to make you think. And so what it says is W-E-N, when his, H-S, when his eye, E-Y-E, when his eye, Horus, from Klitchit, the side. When his eye, Horus, from Klitchit, the side. This is the eye of Horus and the eye of Ra. They're left and right. And so the clues are going to tell you which one and what you're looking at. But more cunning than any beast of the field is M, from Klitchit, the side. And so a klitchit, a K-L-I-C-H-I-T. A klitchit is that thing inside of your ratchet that stops gears from moving. It's a paw. It's a klitchit. It's a paw. Stop everything is what it says. And so Paul was first Saul. And so that tells me that his name was spelt with with the Greek sigh at first. The sigh is the tail of the dragon. And so it was Paul from Klitschit, the side, grabs the side, and raise, who's you from Yale? Who's you from Yale? Who's in my garden? When his eye arise from Klitschit, from stop the side, raise, who's you from Yale? Anything begins with an A reads backwards. From Yale, M Yale. And said, Lease has the Pokérama. More from you, more from Yale. Let to a column clocks again. I want to eat from the clocks again. Let to a call, connect from. Let to a call to from clocks again. I want to eat from the clock again. I want to have a new life. I want to reincarnate is what it's saying. And in the Greek, when it says, and said God, no way you should eat from all of the tree of the paradise. It's those of me. Faggot. Faggot means to suck. It don't mean to eat. Smoke. Cigarette is a faggot. To smoke away. Oppo is opposing, is away. I did a movie a while back about the apocalypse. Away call-ups. Away. And you just read, it doesn't read a poet, it reads away. And the fag to the smoke away. And so this is what it's talking about. This is Paul. And it clicks. And it stops. It only runs in one direction. These stars going this way. This is the time. This is the clock. And so this is kind of what it looks like, with the Big Dipper, except at the time, the serpent's tail was in the center, and so everything was spinning around here at Thuban, and this was the Paul, was the Little Dipper, this is now the North Star. In the time this was written, it was over here, and this was Paul. When it talks about Paul or Saul, this is the serpent in the garden. This Paul. This is the eye. This is the North Star and all them stars going around. So Paul's telling you, that no time only goes in one direction. And he's pleading for a new life. I want another life. I don't want to get old. I don't want to die. And so that's what this chapter is actually about. So everybody put up a fight. Don't let them outlaw Dr. Seuss. If you want a better education, look into everything that they're trying to outlaw. What they're trying to outlaw is the rebel flag. Actually means the flag of new. And it's ancient knowledge that they don't want you to know. And this is new and Nuet. And they erased New's flag here. But it looked very much like this. If you look at all the Pantheon, you can see they're all sitting on flags. Just turn the American flag upside down. That's what this is. When you turn a flag upside down, it means we conquered you. And study into heraldry and you'll see what these signs mean. But it means power. That's the power. Who's the king sitting on the power? It's the power. It's their flag. That's their colors. And New got his erased. Alright, I'm going to cut this off here. Good day.